Hello everybody, my name is Gamer and I have abandoned my YouTube channel for a bit, but I have a vlog in the making. Also, if you're here clicking on this video, that means you want to know how to make it and how to use sequencers in Theme Park Tycoon 2. Well, sequencers can be used for a lot of things. For example, take this, you can trigger lights. You can make lights different colour, flash, fade, flash, smoke effects, you can trigger special effects, you can trigger image panels, and if you put all that together, you can end up with something like this, where you have a maze. You see, that doesn't require a sequencer. You can have stuff like this, look, this is a mirror maze. Well, it would be if it was real, but they closed down, so it's just like a version of Black Mirror happened. And then eventually you can also have something like this, cool little ending cutscene. You see? That's cool, isn't it? I bet you want to know how you can make stuff like that. Well, lucky for you, that's exactly what this video is setting out. So let me take you behind the scenes and show you how to use a sequencer. So this is your sequencer. This is the ending cutscene. So if we look, actually it would probably be easier for us to put this over here, set this to 25, and then break open this roof. Go in. Right. So, how can I do that? Well, first, let me just quickly show you what this looks like with the image on. You can see that line goes across. You can see that it's following it. See image panel set image. See this one up here is that screen. If you hover over each image, you are able to see what it corresponds to. This neon light is here. This image panel is that one there. This image panel is that one there. Okay, this one is the exit door. Now you see, the cool thing about image panels, actually I'm going to teach you image panels in another video, don't worry, that one should be out soon, I'll link it. Basically, this is a sequencer. This is your main desk, this is where you're going to spend all your time sequencing. It requires a lot of time to fine tune and do lighting effects and special effects and all that kind of jazz. But you can see the basic effects. So, let me now exit here, because I don't want to keep on shugging this show, and show you what you can do. So obviously I've given you I'm going to crash out in a second. There we go. Right, we'll just play that. So, you may wonder, how do you do that maze, Peter Gamer? Well, let me show you. This here is called a timer. And a timer will be, if you're trying to do something like that maze before the flashing lights, a timer will be your best friend, okay? A timer and a sequencer go hand in hand. You see, if you put on periodic activation every 8 seconds, and it activates the sequencer, you can see it activates these lights. That's literally all this is, just lighting. You see, anytime it reaches the end of the cycle, it just loops back around and does it again. It's pretty cool, isn't it? This here is the maze. What does the maze do? The other maze. And this is the lights with the hacker that appears. That was revealed to be an AI. And this is activated all of these. So, let me now exit after showing you how all of this works and show you how you can make something like this, okay? Right, so now that you've learnt the basics, I'm going to take you out here. I'm going to show you how you actually use it. So let me take you to this blank space over here where I can show you. So, F sequencer. You see you have a search bar, type it in there. Place down a sequencer. This is a brand new sequencer. It has everything you need stored in. It may not look like it, but you do. If you're on computer, push shift and you can see, you can select item. What is an item? Well, lucky for you, I can tell you this. First, we could get an image panel, and this image panel can have anything triggered on it. We could have fire, so like fire triggered. We could have, I don't know, spotlights triggered. Point is, if you can adjust the settings in game, you most likely can trigger it on a sequencer. Okay, let's just set this to 30. So let's just turn this light off. Okay, just to show how it's working. Same with the fire. Let's just turn the fire off, just to show that it works. Okay. You see the image panel can just stay like that. How do you use the sequencer? Well, press Shift, like we went over, and drag and drop the bar in here. See that if I hover over this, it will show you what you've selected. I click play, boom. You have the first bit done. Congratulations, if you're following this along. Okay? Now, in here, you can change the colour to whatever you want. Say, for example, we want a lovely green. Let's go for lovely green, okay? Boom. Lovely green. Say, for example, we might want it, after it's displayed the green, maybe you want it to, I don't know, we could have it fade. We could do fade. Also, in here, wait, no, sorry, let me just quickly add that fade we were talking about. So we go from a fade to, I don't know, what's a good colour? Let's go into the normal colours menu, just to show you. Let's do an orange, yes, let's do an orange. Now, you can change the brightness settings at the start, so for example, we can make this thin a 5, and make this thin, I don't know, 3, maybe 0. No, let's do it the other way around, actually. Let's do it the other way around, okay? And you can see that works, and then that's doing it. But I don't really like that transition. I feel like we could speed that up. How can we do that? Well, take a look at this time setting right here. We can adjust it by typing anything in on your keyboard. Take 1 second. Let's see how long 1 second is. This is how you can do fine tuning, okay? Let's click play, and look at that. Sped up. Or say for example we want it a bit longer, let's do 5 seconds just for the sake of demonstration, and let's have a look at this. See, it's slowly fading into brown, no, orange, so that's more brown than orange actually. Still, the point is it works. Okay, now what could we do with this? Maybe I'd say I'd quite like to do when it's at 1. Let's just set it to 1 for simplicity. And let's say that once it's triggered the orange, maybe about here, you have the fire emitter, and you can actually change the power on something like this. You can do it for all of the emitters. I mean, like water, not the waterfall, but like water, smoke, fire. You can do all of them. Yeah, you can change the power just like you would normally. You can change the mode to whatever you want. How does fade work? Okay, sorry. I've never actually like used fire. I always use smoke for my sequences. So for example, after that, we want to do maybe set an image on here. Okay. Now let's just play and see what happens. Well, you see, we haven't set the image to anything, but you can see our fire, lovely, is triggered. Brilliant. Now, how do we change the image on here? Well, let me show you. You can click on here and go to 3 decals. Now, just for simplicity, let's search text, just to see what pops up. Yeah, let's just do this, okay? The test dummy logo, and let's just play and see what happens. Brilliant. Is that Ben 10 logo? No, it's a bit different from that. See, first time it will do that weird awkward thing, second time it will be ban on and immediately do it. And let me let you into a little secret. If we want to be able to walk through this, well, who's going to walk through that exactly? No one. But, with that, I've clicked in appearance, enable transparency. And what you can do, you can walk through that and take it with, I thought I was to turn back around. But, okay, but you get my point. When there's an image on here, it doesn't look like that, okay? It's only just for it's only just for demonstration, okay? So let's just look and let's see what happens. And okay. There's our sequence done. Brilliant. Thank you for following on today's course. I have been your teacher, the Pizza Gamer, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.